value 19,404. Votes polled in favor of Srimati Meera Kumar, 49, value 7,203. Haryana, votes polled in favor of Shri Ram Nath Kovind, 73, value 8,176. Votes polled in favor of Srimati Meera Kumar, 16, value 1,792. Invalid votes, 1. Himachal Pradesh, votes polled in favor of Shri Ram Nath Kovind, 30, value 1,530. Votes polled in favor of Srimati Meera Kumar, 37, value 1,887. Jammu and Kashmir, votes polled in favor of Shri Ram Nath Kovind, 56, value 4,032. Votes polled in favor of Srimati Meera Kumar, 30, value 2,160. Jharkhand, votes polled in favor of Shri Ram Nath Kovind, 51, value 8,976. Votes polled in favor of Srimati Meera Kumar, 26, value 4,576. Invalid votes, 4. So at the end of counting as of now, the total votes which have been polled is 1,965. Value of votes is 6,84,179. Invalid votes are 37. Shri Ram Nath Kovind has got 1,389 votes, value 4,79,585. Srimati Meera Kumar has received 576 votes, value 2,04,594. Thank you.
Okay, big breaking input here. First round of counting over. As we stated, counting that has been conducted alphabetically. So we've reached up to Jharkhand here. In each of the states that have been counted alphabetically, a clear sign that it is a major lead so far by Mr. Ram Nath Kovind in the votes that have been counted so far up to the alphabet J, up to the state Jharkhand there, wherein which the votes in his favor stand for 4,75,000 plus. As far as Meera Kumar there goes for 2,04,000 plus as the counting there which is underway. In a majority, in all of the states that have been counted so far, starting from Arunachal, Andhra, Assam, Bihar, all the way up to Haryana, Jammu and Kashmir, up to Jharkhand, there has been a major lead for Ram Nath Kovind. The total number that is coming in so far, important to specify, counting alphabetically for each of the states, starting with Andhra, Assam. So far, counting having taken place up to the state of Jharkhand. The numbers that are coming into play, we're going to be further updating those numbers on our screens as well, because this is a very quick update that is coming on the counting with Mr. Ram Nath Kovind standing at 4,75,000 plus. This is Meera Kumar currently at 2,04,000 plus. That is absolutely close to half the number for her. Let's get in further inputs here. We have close to half the number for her. Let's get in further inputs here. We have with us our correspondents, our team, Jay Seelan and Vijay Lakshmi, getting us further inputs. Going across to Vijay Lakshmi here on this. In the counting that has been conducted so far already, Vijay Lakshmi, the signs are clear along expected lines, but it was the margin that one was wanting to look at more closely. For the moment, we see it stands in an absolute double for Ram Nath Kovind. Okay, we're going to be putting that question forward to Jay Seelan instead. Jay Seelan, if you heard that question there, as far as the margin goes, so far in the counting that has been done up to the state of Jharkhand, alphabetically as the counting has been done, it does stand to almost a double there in favor of Mr. Ram Nath Kovind.
That's right. In fact, this is just the beginning. And the expectation in the BJP circles is that, he'll be able to poll at least close to 70%. That's what we hear from our sources in the BJP. So this is just the beginning, and as it is in Andhra Pradesh, we did see that Meera Kumar, was not able to secure even a single vote. West Bengal is a state from where we, the Congress circles are expecting, to poll as many votes as possible. That is where she's likely to get a maximum share of votes from. And also in Kerala, Ram Nath Kovind will not be able to secure more than one vote because they just have one MLA, Rajagopal. Both the LDF and the UDF have actually decided to support the candidature of Meera Kumar. So that's the latest now. But, in another 2-3 hours' time, the picture will be very clear. But then it's Ram Nath Kovind, who is going to get elected to Raisina Hill.
Yes, stay with us. Also, our colleague Brijesh Pandey getting us further inputs on what's really being read in the figures that have come in so far. Brijesh, so far, as I said, in the counting that has been done up to Jharkhand, up to the alphabet J, this is alphabetical counting of each state which is being conducted. In the latest announcement that has been made, close to 50%. It would be safe to say 50% so far in Mr. Ram Nath Kovind's favor.
Well, absolutely. And I think, the counting and the vote result is, the results which are coming till now is on expected line because, the difference between Ram Nath Kovind and Meera Kumar vote figures clearly suggests that Ram Nath Kovind is heading for a landslide victory. Now, what would be extremely interesting to know at the end of the day is just to, whether any kind of cross-voting has taken place or not, because numerically Ram Nath Kovind was always at a very strong wicket when it came for this presidential poll. So what the result which has come out till now is no surprise at all.
But in the numbers that we're seeing so far, to what extent does it indicate a cross-voting in either candidate's favor? What do you read by those figures in the states that have been counted so far?
Well, it'll be too early to predict whether any cross-voting has taken place or not, because, a picture will be much more clearer once, the states like Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and others, we will get to know exactly who has got how many votes, because right now what we are being told is the, the value of the votes which has been polled in various states and all. So once the picture will be clear, at around 3:30 when we'll get to know exactly how many votes have been these presidential candidates have received, only then we will be in a much clearer position whether any significant cross-voting has taken place or not.
Right. In the states that have been announced so far, what would be disappointing there, of course, is the state of Bihar as far as Meera Kumar is concerned. But in Himachal Pradesh, she's managed to get in a marginal lead, that being the only state.
Well, yes, the Bihar would be a major disappointment, but the fact of the matter is that the BJP had already had JDU in its kitty, and the desertion of JDU came as a huge blow to the opposition unity, not only to the opposition unity but also to the candidature of Meera Kumar, because the Congress and other parties they tried to pitch this battle as a Dalit ka beta versus Bihar ki beti, but they could not manage to wean away Nitish Kumar from NDA, and this is the reason why with NDA and a couple of other opposition parties pledging their support to Ram Nath Kovind, it made it an absolutely foregone conclusion that Ram Nath Kovind is going to be the next president with a huge margin. Now, the only interesting thing would be the cross-voting, and because it will indicate, which all party has gone and voted in favor of, or like how many MPs and MLAs have voted in favor of NDA candidate Ram Nath Kovind.
Right. Brijesh, also important to go back a few days on Monday when the voting took place, which was seen as historic with 99% of votes that had come in. Never before has there been such an overwhelming response there for the presidential votes.
Well, yes, and given the kind of the fact that that the BJP is on a cusp of historical fact that that they would get their own presidential nominee and and subsequently president-elect, then that was a huge opportunity for Prime Minister Narendra Modi and BJP President Amit Shah in their going in for a Congress Mukta Bharat, and this is the reason why they had pulled every single stock in their armor and made sure that that whatever come what may, they will ensure that, Ram Nath Kovind gets maximum support from everybody. And, this particular choice of a Dalit candidate who was Bihar governor was also seen as a masterstroke, because not only it cemented their candidature as far as presidential poll is considered, but also, they would use this as a major instrument to make a massive outreach to Dalit community in Uttar Pradesh. And Uttar Pradesh in 2019 is just 1.5 years, too close to 2 years, where the next general elections are going to be concerned. And Uttar Pradesh is a state where BJP has its maximum focus, given its numerical advantage.
That's right. So now we're getting into the larger political message here that would be sent with Mr. Ram Nath Kovind's victory, on how crucial this really was for the BJP-led NDA. More importantly also, Brijesh, to get in the cross-voting and to officially also get in non-NDA partners on board for this.
Oh, absolutely. This also shows your emerging political clout, because if you look at the overall scenario, the BJP has won very handsomely in several key assembly elections, barring Delhi and Bihar. And given the fact that, that the kind of victory they had in Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, and also the fact that, now victory of M. Venkaiah Naidu as vice president, they would also get, once the whole composition of Rajya Sabha changes, which is extremely important as far as the BJP scheme of things in 2018. So, I mean, slowly they are inching towards the realization of the massive political mandate which they have received both in 2014 as well as in 2017, when they virtually swept Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, and also got a massive landslide victory, especially in Uttar Pradesh. So slowly BJP is expanding its political footprints all over the country. And this particular victory of President as well as Vice President will be a big feather in the cap of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and BJP President Amit Shah.
So, Brijesh, of course, we're already looking at how the current arrangement there would be going ahead, largely with an understanding for the vice presidential elections as well.
Well, yes, because, vice presidential, the electorate is different, because, in vice presidential election, members of Lok Sabha as well as Rajya Sabha vote, though member of Legislative Assembly vote. And given the current arithmetic scenario in both the houses, the BJP is slated for a very comfortable victory. And this is being seen as a major assertion by the BJP, because, they feel that, Rajya Sabha for the first 3.5 years has been their Achilles heel, has been their weakest point, and they feel that once several other Rajya Sabha members will be picked up from the state of Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand and various other places, then they will be in a much stronger position even in the upper house, and that is one aspect the BJP is very keenly looking forward to.
That's right, Brijesh. Let's look at this almost now as a confirmation for Mr. Ram Nath Kovind to be the 14th President of India. So let's look at a lot of firsts as far as his qualifications go of entering Raisina, of Rashtrapati Bhavan there. A lot of firsts that would be coming into play.
Well, yes, a lot of firsts would be coming into play, and also the fact that, Ram Nath Kovind, when he becomes the President of India, would be also seen as a major fulmination of, the Hindutva politics, because his ascendancy to the post, or the first person of this country, as in the Supreme Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces, will be nothing less than historic for the BJP as well as RSS, because, I beg your pardon, this will be seen as a major fulmination of their electoral politics, and also it will be an assertion of power by Prime Minister Narendra Modi and BJP President Amit Shah, because they chose to elect Ram Nath Kovind with not only looking at the Raisina Hill, but also I was practically squarely at the politics of Uttar Pradesh, because Ram Nath Kovind is from Kanpur, he's a Dalit, he was a governor of Bihar, and the kind of massive Dalit politics play which the BJP has been indulging in ever since coming into the power in May 2014. This has been indulging in ever since coming into the power in May 2014. This is being seen as culmination of that power play as far as Dalit politics is concerned. The BJP feel that, by appointment of Ram Nath Kovind as the next President of India will give them a heavy and massive inroad into the politics of Dalit politics, especially in the crucial state of Uttar Pradesh.
That's right. This is already being seen as Brajesh, on how this would also reflect BJP's strategy for upcoming state assembly elections in the coming 2 years?
Well, it will be, and more than that, that they will be massively focusing on, two key states which are numerically extremely important if you want to, come back to power in 2019, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. And between these two states, they have 120 Lok Sabha seats. And remember, I mean, the BJP won 71 seats, and along with it, its ally, it won 73 seats out of 80 seats, and which was a major reason why they got a super push in forming the government and winning an absolute majority in the Lok Sabha. And this is the reason why, this particular candidature was considered to be an extremely crucial.
Absolutely. Please stay with us, Brajesh. Interesting facts now coming in on cross-voting. Breaking inputs here coming in on cross-voting in Gujarat. We're given to understand 8 Congress MLAs have voted for Ram Nath Kovind. So this would come in as a shocker for the Congress there. This is cross-voting that has worked out absolutely entirely in favor of Mr. Ram Nath Kovind. We are being told 8 Congress MLAs who've chosen to vote for Ram Nath Kovind. So this is cross-voting that has come in for his favor. Large cross-voting that the Congress candidate had hoped for, but not so. We have with us Janki Dave, my colleague, with further inputs here on these details coming in from Gujarat. Janki, please go ahead. Janki, is my voice going through, please?
Yes, sir. What you're saying is right, that there's been cross-voting in Gujarat. Now, remember, this comes close on the heels of a possibility of Shankar Singh Waghela resigning from Congress. We are expecting some news related to that in a couple of days from now. But what is important is 8 Congress MLAs have voted for Kovind in Gujarat.
This, of course, Janki, would come in as a huge blow there to the Congress. One perhaps that could in the long run impact upcoming state assembly elections in Gujarat as well. The reason why you have 8 Congress MLAs go ahead with that cross-voting in favor of Ram Nath Kovind.
Absolutely. We remember Gujarat is going to polls in the later half of this year, and they are already lagging behind with crucial leaders jumping over and crossing over to BJP. What this will mean is that there's a possibility of more leaders, more MLAs, more local leadership also jumping the ship and crossing over to BJP, and it will be very critical to know the developments in the next few days.
This would come in as a huge blow, Janki, as far as the opposition's campaign there for their candidate goes, on which was largely being seen as a pitch for listening to your inner voice, not really finding any resonance with the voters there.
You're right, Seher. Let's remember, Gujarat has not been a stronghold for Congress, and it's been a state which has been kind of a trouble for Congress to win in the last few years, especially after Narendra Modi became the chief minister there. Congress has not been able to make any huge inroads as far as the local elections and the assembly polls are concerned. It will come as a huge blow for Congress, not just as of now, but also in the next few months. How will they pan out their strategy? How will they regain lost ground?
Right.
Remains to be seen. Back to you.
Janki Dave, our news editor, getting us those inputs as far as cross-voting having been reported there from the state of Gujarat. Many thanks. Brajesh Pandey getting us further inputs. Brajesh, these are just the initial bit of details coming in as a huge blow now to the opposition in the kind of cross-voting that is being reported.
Well, absolutely. And this is also damaging for the Congress because, sir, if you look at the internal dynamics that is being played out, the Congress party is in a complete disarray as far as the state of Gujarat is concerned. Shankar Singh Waghela, who is said to be their tallest leader, is almost on the verge of quitting Congress. And this particular cross-voting will also deal a severe blow to the fact that, that the Congress is going to fight election, which is in this year only. So this doesn't paint a very rosy picture as far as the internal affairs of Congress is concerned. concerned. And this is also a reflection of the fact that, that Narendra Modi brand of politics still has a major attraction as far as the state of Gujarat. So for the Congress, I think it's a high time that, that they wake up and smell the coffee and try to stem the rebellion which is brewing in the Gujarat unit.
That's right. Brajesh, stay on with us as we're expecting the second round with more results there to be announced. A very quick update for our viewers who've just joined in. These are results trickling in from each given state as they're coming in, being announced, and we're getting you those updates. Remember, counting that is taking place alphabetically, starting with states such as Arunachal, Assam, Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, further moving up to Jharkhand. So far, the numbers that have been released so far are up to the alphabet J, up to Jharkhand. What we really have here is in those figures that are playing up on your screens, with Mr. Ram Nath Kovind in a favor of 4,79,000 plus votes. And Mrs. Meera Kumar with the absolute half, so to say, in what has been counted so far, with 2,04,000 plus so far. Counting which is currently underway in inputs that are coming in from most states. These are going to come in as a shocking numbers there for the opposition. One they had not hoped for this large a margin of loss, so to say. Brajesh, that question here being, in what was a given victory for Mr. Ram Nath Kovind, the opposition would have at least hoped for a narrower margin there.
Well, I mean, if you ask me seriously, no opposition leader really expected Meera Kumar to do better than the way she is performing, or at least the results are reflecting right now. Because, hope is a good breakfast but bad supper, and the way things are moving for the opposition party, I think in their heart of hearts, they knew exactly what was going to happen. Given the kind of major assertion which we saw initially when Ram Nath Kovind was announced, a Dalit who is from Uttar Pradesh, and, the BJP virtually ran away with the narrative as far as the presidential candidate was concerned, and this was supposed to be a master stroke which was orchestrated or whose main architect was BJP President Amit Shah and seconded by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And this announcement, saw JDU's Nitish Kumar weaning away from the opposition unity, and several disgruntled voices also were heard from opposition parties. So what is coming out is not a shock as far as this fight between Ram Nath Kovind and United Opposition's Meera Kumar candidature is concerned. Now, it'll be extremely interesting to see what exactly is the margin of the rout. And I think another half an hour, 45 minutes, even that picture will be clear. It will also clearly reflect or show that, how many people cross-voted, which will be all, good music as far as the NDA is concerned.
That's right. And in the kind of narrative, of course, here that had been put up by the opposition candidate in what was in these results, which are largely being seen along expected lines, it was a brave fight that she put up.
Well, yes, it was a brave fight she put up. People, when her name was announced, people say that, that she agreed to become a sacrificial lamb because of the prodding of Congress President Sonia Gandhi. Because,
yes,
numerically...
And talking about Mrs. Meera Kumar, she's broken her silence on these results. Stay with us, Brajesh. These are breaking inputs. Meera Kumar on these election results saying not upset with the results, saying that I'm a fighter. I fought for the faith of majority of countrymen.
I'm not upset. Why should I be upset? I'm a fighter. I fought, and I fought for the belief and the faith of majority of my countrymen and women, and I will keep fighting. And I've appealed to the conscience of the people, and I'm very sure conscience would prevail. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
Correspondent Jai Seelan for more on this, on the nature of statement there. Jai Seelan, what was largely being seen as an appreciable brave front that the opposition's presidential candidate has continued to face, continued to keep, even in the face of these results that are being announced as we speak.
Yeah, I mean, she has virtually conceded defeat by her statement. As it is, she knew right from day one that she never had the numbers in her favor. But despite that, she threw her hat into the ring at the entrance of her party. no, as a last ditch effort, she even appealed to the members of the Electoral College to vote according to the conscience, by which she clearly meant was to actually vote against the party line. So, but then that did not happen, and she even knew that this wouldn't happen. And now at the end of the day, now that she's on the verge of losing, naturally she has considered defeat even before the official announcement is being made.
Yes, the statement more or less close to having accepted defeat so far with those numbers that are coming in, 50% lead already being maintained that by Mr. Ram Nath Kovind. But Jessilan, what would come in as a further setback here, while the opposition had voted for cross-voting in their favour, had hoped for cross-voting in their favour, it's really gone to the opposite side. In Gujarat specifically, as you have Congress MLAs voting for Mr. Ram Nath Kovind.
Yeah, that of course, is not good news for the Congress at all, especially when it wants to fight elections there in Gujarat, in the coming months. It's coming very closely on the eve of the elections that is to be held there for the Assembly. Now, 8 Congress MLAs we have actually cross-voted in favor of Govind. That is not good news for the Congress. But, that is the story.
Okay, we're going to be getting in further inputs here on this, but as news editor Brijesh Pandey has been getting us those details there as well. Brijesh, and what should largely being seen already as an acceptance of defeat there?
Oh, absolutely, and this is something which she was very much aware of, because she was seen as a sacrificial lamb which has been propped up by the Congress party and other opposition leaders, and the exact foundation of this resounding defeat was sown in more so when JDU chief Nitish Kumar tried to went against the grain of opposition unity and joined hands with the NDA, saying that that Ram Nath Kovind is a governor who's very much unlike the other governors given by the BJP. He's a gentleman, and he has performed himself with aplomb as far as during his stint with the governor. And with Nitish Kumar breaking away from the opposition unity, it was very clear that that Meera Kumar stood no chance whatsoever against Ram Nath Kovind. And what we are seeing is something which if you ask any senior leader in the moment of privacy would have readily agreed to, because NDA partners, BJP along with the NDA partners already had a numerical superiority over Congress-led opposition's unified candidate, with JDU and a couple of other opposition parties coming to hopping onto the NDA side. The fight was more or less over even before the first vote was polled for this presidential election.
Absolutely. Brijesh, please stay on with us. We are going to be continuing with this discussion as the numbers keep trickling in. Don't go away. The results up to Jharkhand, and it is a given, already a clear sign that there is a major lead with a 50% in Mr. Ram Nath Kovind's favour. Our correspondent Varnath, who's at his hometown, at his home village, where celebrations have already started. Take a look. Okay, we're going to be playing out those images in just a bit, but this was a given. Right from the start, as our news editor Brijesh Pandey has been explaining here. Brijesh, in those celebrations that have already started, in those numbers that are coming up along extremely expected lines, it was a safe election there from Mr. Ram Nath Kovind. Okay, we're going to be reconnecting with Brijesh on that in just a bit, but take a look at those figures for your reference. As we said, counting that started, expected to conclude in a few hours from now, in votes that have already been counted in the state of Assam, Arunachal, Bihar, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Gujarat, Jammu and Kashmir, Jharkhand there as well. A disappointment there in Bihar, of course, for the manner in which Meera Kumar trailing in the votes that have been counted. It has been a marginal advantage in the state of Himachal Pradesh, but in the larger picture, a clear advantage for Ram Nath Kovind so far, standing at 4,79,000 plus. In more reactions that have come in here.
The opposition parties have fielded a candidate for the presidential elections who had exemplary credentials. More than the result, it signifies that the opposition to the NDA and its policies are solidifying, and the 18 parties who have pledged support to the president hopefully will work together and oppose the anti-people policies of this NDA government.
ये चुनाव का परिणाम पहले दिन से ही स्पष्ट है। श्री रामनाथ कोविंद, जिनको जनता दल ने समर्थन दिया है, भारी बहुमत से जीतने वाले।
ये भारत के संसदीय इतिहास का ये एक महत्वपूर्ण दिन है। आज रामनाथ कोविंद जी के जीत के पूरे आसार हैं और भारी मतों से जीत का जो परिणाम है वो उनके पक्ष में दर्ज होगा, ये हम लोगों की उम्मीद है। और बिहार के लिए निश्चित तौर पर गौरव का क्षण है कि बिहार के राज्यपाल सीधे देश के राष्ट्रपति निर्वाचित हो रहे हैं।
ये एक ऐतिहासिक क्षण आज आने वाला है कि संभवतया इस देश में एक बार ही सर्वसम्मत राष्ट्रपति का निर्वाचन हुआ है। देश के जनमानस ने एक गरीब परिस्थितियों में जन्मे दलित समाज के बीच से आज आए और संविधान विशेषज्ञ अच्छे अधिवक्ता को देश राष्ट्रपति बनाने जा रहा है। ऐसा प्रतीत होता है कि अब तक सर्वाधिक रिकॉर्ड मतों से जीत का एक रिकॉर्ड बने जा रहा है।
Rajesh Pandey getting us further inputs there on this. As we play out these shots on your screens there of celebrations there that have already started, especially in his hometown, in his home village there. Rajesh, as we were discussing, this being along extremely expected lines, but what's next? The lessons to be learned from this for the opposition and what this means for the NDA as far as upcoming state assembly elections go.
Well, I think, the margin of the victory will further buoy up the whole NDA, happiness in the sense that, that they have been able to get, cross-voting done in the state of Gujarat. In Goa also we are hearing that, some degree of cross-voting has happened. So for NDA, it's nothing more than the good news, and the margin of the victory will be in a way extremely significant. It will, reflect the increasing clout of NDA, BJP-led NDA government. So NDA will be net very happy with the way things have moved ever since the announcement of candidature of Ram Nath Kovind for the presidential poll. Since the announcement of candidature of Ram Nath Kovind for the presidential poll. For opposition, especially for the Congress, they will have to learn to get the first mover advantage, because, if you remember, once the candidature of Meera Kumar was announced, it was expected that Nitish Kumar will back Bihar ki beti rather than Bihar ka governor. But Nitish Kumar said that, the Congress squandered all the opportunity by not announcing, the Dalit candidate, not announcing any presidential candidate before the BJP-led NDA government did. So the opposition and especially the Congress party will have to do some sort of soul searching to see to it that, that they provide an attractive platform for all opposition parties to unite and offer a united fight against the BJP-led NDA government. But that is not being seen as of now.
Right. Brajesh, what this also means here on the kind of arrangement that we've seen on both sides for NDA partners with non-NDA partners coming on board as well, on how this will play out for the vice presidential elections as well.
Well, I think, things are particularly more or less set for the victory of Venkaiah Naidu, because, election of vice president has a different electorate altogether. And in election of vice president, you have votes of member of parliaments from both Rajya Sabha as well as Lok Sabha. And if you look at the numbers, the numerics as it play out,
yes,
BJP has more than 400 plus votes in their seat only with the BJP-led NDA government is concerned. There are a lot of talks. They are in touch with various opposition parties also, and they feel that, that if they're able to touch 500, then that will be also a stinging rebuke to the so-called opposition unity, because, it will also send a message that irrespective of what the opposition parties say, they don't present a united front. And if this kind of message goes across, it will be, a win-win situation as far as the BJP-led NDA government is concerned, because it will also present to the electorate that, that even with the combined opposition mind, they are not in a position to take on BJP-led NDA government, and that would be music to the ears of both Prime Minister Narendra Modi as well as BJP President Amit Shah.
Right, and we are going to be playing out these figures through the day for our viewers. State-wise break.